Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything. Today is November 9th, 2023. And if your birthday is today, then you are a Jack of Clubs. And Jack of Clubs is all about knowledge and learning, and happy birthday to you if it's your birthday. So let me say hi to everybody. Hi, Terry Vitale. Hi. I'm going to answer that question, Terry. I have a lot of questions I'm going to answer, but I will answer your question. Kathleen M. Hi. I love your question too about general anxiety disorder, and I am going to talk about that. Hi, Marjam, Lucier. Hi there. Oh, well, I'm going to answer your question too. These are great questions. Rolling Acorn Canyon. I love that name. Says, hi, Kellee. So grateful to be forewarned about the astro energies. It's not easy to tell us. That's correct. But it is empowering and it helps us cope. That's my whole point. I mean, the whole thing for me with astrology is it's a roadmap. And I like to see where the world we are going with this roadmap. Like, what in the world is happening here? And I really feel that strongly about astrology. So, and James and I will do an astrology report and a psychic report both for 2024. And we'll probably do it. I think we usually do it. It's our last show of the year. So like mid-December, I think we'll do that. And I will talk about the end of the year energies, Rolling Acorn, probably Monday or next Thursday. Okay, today I'm going to specifically talk about these upcoming energies, which are very, very intense. And I know everybody's feeling them. Very intense time. Dorothy Eastman, hi there. Great question. Oh my gosh, I'm going to answer your question too. Hold that thought. And Mrs. Hypopono, great question too. I'm going to answer that. Hi, Dee Dee, love from Chicago. I'm wide awake every morning at exactly 3 a.m. The witching hour is stronger than ever. Hope you're well, dear. Okay, Dee Dee, that's funny because what I often will say about 2 or 3 in the morning is if you always wake up, are you depressed? It's one of those things I check, but it could just be the witching hour. Could be one of the two. Hi, Heather, North Carolina. Oh, that's a great question. And I'll come back to that, honey. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Don. These are such good questions, you guys. Why is the fear part of the earth plane? It's so complex here in trauma school. Oh, honey, that is such a great question. I'm going to go start there, and then I'm going to get into the astrology. But I am going to go back to your questions, everybody. Fear is like one of the number one things. It's such an illusion. It's fear or love. And it's one of the one things that we come here, most of us, to get over fear. When you accomplish that, it's an extraordinary thing. Listen, there's always going to be something on earth here. Earth is a trauma school. So part of that is fear. And it just is part of the earth classes. And it's the main one. When I do readings for people, often the certain birth placements come in specifically with fear. Now, everybody's going to have fear at some point or another. I mean, well, not everybody. Actually, my dad didn't have any. It was kind of weird, which was always odd to me. Because I was kind of fear-based, probably because he didn't have any fear, and it feared me that I was afraid all the time. That what's the matter with this guy? I don't know, honey. It's a complicated question, but fear is part of this. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Gabriel. Hi, Mary. Hi, Renee. Oh, you had the class with James, Renee Hounslow, with James and our guest the other day. Oh, that is so great. I'm so glad that you did. Was it fun? It must have been a great class. Oh, I'm so glad because that was fun to have her on the show the other day. That was a great deal of fun. So let me talk about astrology, and then I'm going to get into some of the great questions here. So let's start with where we are right now. And I called this on Monday during the show with the Monday show. I was talking about calling these certain times crisis points. And that's how I really feel about this, because I think November and December, so I'm going to go into December really probably next week, But there are crisis points in December and really big ones here in November. And so the first one comes up among many, uh, will be tomorrow, actually, November 10th. And the reason that's a crisis point is because Mercury is in Scorpio. Scorpio is hidden things, and Scorpio squares Saturn. And that is actually in aspect between yesterday and the 13th. So from the 8th to the 13th. But tomorrow is kind of a major day of this. Okay, so tomorrow's a pretty big day. Watch everybody with your miscommunications with people or misinformation. Watch delays, this kind of things. It's a troubling time period. The next really big crisis point is November 13th. And this is this new moon in Libra. And this is actually what we call a possibly very difficult crisis point. Also, it's a 22 day. And in numerology, 11s, 22s, and 33s, these are the master numbers. And when they come in on a certain day, they mean business. They don't fool around. And 22 is to build or destroy. And it worries me to some degree on that day. I think that's pretty tough. But according to Vedic astrology, and I'm talking Vedic astrology here, this new moon in Libra is one of the darkest days of the year. And so it's because the sun is debilitated in Libra. It doesn't have any power in Libra. And this new moon has brought a lot of people to a feeling, if you're feeling depressed right now or disappointed right now, you might be actually tapping into this challenging energy of this upcoming new moon. Okay. And it tends to be a dark time. It will be a dark time in the world. And it's common during this period of time with this new moon in Libra to struggle with being pessimistic or negative or having challenging feelings during this period that I'm talking about. Now, in Vedic astrology, they have something amazing going on, and it's called the Festival of Lights, and it's called Diwali. I don't think I'm going to say that right, but it's observed in India, and it means a victory of good over evil, or knowledge over ignorance, or light over darkness. So even in the middle of the darkest of times, we can have this most amazing light experience. So if you are feeling down, depressed, negative, pessimistic, or any of that, tap into this Diwali is what it's called, this Indian Vedic Hindu Festival of Lights, because that energy is really great to tap into to help pull you up out of this. Okay, so this new moon also, what it does is this new moon, it sits between Venus and Mercury, and it's conjunct Mars, and it opposes Uranus, and all of this forms what's called a yod. And a yod is when three planets form a triangle, and they call this the finger of God, and it brings fate and destiny up. So this is what I was talking about. It's some significance that goes on during this period of time. Okay. Now, other crisis points, and again, they kind of line up. That's why it's hard for me to get into December when there's so damn much going on in November. But November 15th, Mars, the planet Mars, goes into Scorpio. Now, Scorpio, or Mars, is ruled by Mars. Scorpio is ruled by Mars, which is Mars is the planet of drive and battles and passion and action. And so your warrior nature, when Mars transits into Scorpio, might really come out. I know my name is Kellee. Kellee means warrior. I know I'm telling myself ahead of time, I have to, watch, all of a sudden blowing up. Usually I try to keep a lid on it, although Don would disagree with that statement. But anyway, so this is a big deal when Mars transits into Scorpio on the 15th. The next day, November 16th, now again, in Vedic astrology, if you were born between November 16 and December 16, you are a Scorpio. In Vedic astrology, you're like, no, that's not true. I'm a Sagittarius. No, my friend. In Vedic astrology, you'd be a Scorpio. And that means Mars is in Scorpio, Mercury's in Scorpio, and now the sun goes into Scorpio. And again, Scorpio is ruled by Mars, very intense, very intense. And so during this time, Mars and the sun are conjunct. And this is from the 15th, actually, of November to the 21st. That is a big deal because it brings intensity and it makes things heat up, and major events can happen around the world. And between November 23rd, 24th, and 25th, Saturn and Mars square each other. And that's very tough because Saturn and Mars are both malefic planets. They're not friendly planets. They're not friendly. And when they conjunct like that, or sorry, when they square like that, that makes things very, very heated up. And then and I will say this, from November 16th, again, all the way through the end of the year, about December 28th, Mars and Saturn mutually aspect each other. So mutual aspect between planets occur when they form in an angular relationship with each other. And it can be either harmonious or can be challenging, depending on the nature of this aspect. And again, Mars and Saturn they're not friendly planets. They're actually malefic planets. And so it's considered a harmful time. Mars is the gas. So Mars is like going to be going full bore, and Saturn is the brake going at full bore. And this is from November 16th to the end of the year, basically. And that causes on the planet this kind of war, aggression, intensity, and it makes the vibration of the world actually, pretty intense. And because they will be in Scorpio, Mars and Mercury together in Scorpio bring hidden events, and there could be things like cyber attacks. The Israel war will probably intensify. In fact, it will intensify. And this is just a very intense time here. So, and I'll get more into it later, but I think that's enough for now. And here's the thing, everybody, this is a great time to go inward, to really get in touch with what you're feeling, learn how to meditate if you don't. And if you do meditate, go in deeply, really experience yourself as a soul having this experience on earth at this time. And I always want to say this, the fact that we're all here at this particular time is an extraordinary thing, because our souls are going to grow from all of this experience. Okay. Just remember this, when you're back on the other side, you're going to say, I was there during that time, and they'll say, oh, tell me, what was it like? And you'll say, oh, it was something else. So that's my take on it. So anyway, that's what's going on. And we'll talk more about that a little later. So I'm going to answer, this is a great question. Terry Vitale, she said, can you talk to me about your daughter Paige, whose birthday is March 25th? So March 25th is a Jack of Clubs, which is what I was talking about today. March 25th, or Jack of Clubs Day, is about somebody who's here for healing others, learning, and growing on a big scale. Often I find them and really creative, super intelligent, can do anything. I find them fascinating. So I hope that helps. And I use a lot of Robert Camp's books. Robert Camp, who does the Destiny Cards books, and he's great. But there's some other great books out there too for it. They're called the Destiny Cards. I love the system because it just brings it to me real quickly. And I like fast because I'm a club. Okay, so I have, I'm going to get those other questions, but I have a question here. And Ricky, you asked this question 2 weeks ago, so I'm going to answer this question. He said, hi, Kellee. I've heard on your show more than once, and I do talk about this a lot, the people that were born between January 1st and January 13th have one of the toughest stints on earth. Yes. And his birthday is January 13th, which means you are an ace of spades, which we'll talk about. Why do these birthdays present such a challenge on earth? I'll tell you why. Because anybody that's a spade, so anybody born between January 1st and 13th is a spade. Spades are karma driven. And the first 13 days is a lineup of king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and ace. First 13 days. And that is a strong day. So those are strong, intense days. The first of the year. They're the first to come in. And spades take on a tremendous amount, Rick. Spades, they work really hard, okay? They work really hard. Think of it almost like spades are like deep work, but spades bring in inner wisdom and higher wisdom. And spades represent like life and death and down to earth situations and having experiences that will be challenging because they've come for wisdom. And spades also comes to kind of clean up all the karma that they've had in many, many lifetimes. So it has a lot to do with the planet Saturn, actually, with karma, with wisdom. And the thing about a spade is if they can tap into their intuition and their higher wisdom, that brings them the greatest fulfillment of all. So I hope that answers your question with that, Rick. It's the first 13 days. Now, there are spades also in February, a few in March, all the way to June. But the majority comes in at the beginning. And the beginning of a new year, they take on the most. So that's my answer for that. So here's a question about, and this is from generalized anxiety disorder, because I really wanted to answer this one. This is from Kathleen M. She says, thanks for all you do. I'm dealing with some general anxiety disorder that I need to get under control. Help. What do you see for me? So your birthday is 12/5. So if you were my client and I was seeing you, first thing, okay, you've got general anxiety disorder. So let me just explain to everybody what general anxiety disorder is, because I think that is an important thing to talk about here. Let me just get this one down. Hold on a minute. Oops, where did everybody go? Hold on just a second. I'm sorry about that. I had pulled up the wrong one here. General anxiety disorder has to do with it's different than for everybody that has just a regular anxiety disorder. It's a condition that's similar to kind of like a panic disorder or obsessive compulsive disorder. It has similar to it, but it means it's a constant worry. It's a restlessness. It's trouble with concentration. It's a constant, and they're the type of people that we could say would be worried about everything. Frankly, they're the ones that would be worried about everything. Now, you were born on 12/5. 12/5 makes you a king of clubs. So the first thing I would look at as a client is what's your birthday, because I'd like to know what somebody comes in with. So what's important, Kathleen, to know is this with your general anxiety disorder is you're a king of clubs. King of clubs, and you're a female, and a king of clubs is a male brain, and it's king of clubs has a brain like a machine, and if that machine is not being activated or used, then it will cause anxiety because the brain needs a place to go. And it's funny, my daughter and I were talking about anxiety. She's a psychologist, and we were talking about anxiety last week, and she said, I tell my patients, go to work hard at something. It changes things up. So Kathleen, here's the thing. Put your great mind into something where you're learning, because a king of clubs is all about learning. Now, on the other hand, I can say learn to meditate. That would calm you down. But I feel that your anxiety, without knowing you, but there's something about that king of clubs that's very important here. It is, again, it's a machine here. So put it to good work and good use, learn something. I bet if you were so involved in learning something, you would not have anxiety. I think that might help. Okay, so Mirjam Lucier, she said, hi, Kellee, my father died last year, and it took me a while to forgive him. That happens. Now I feel better. But does my forgiveness have also an impact on my Father in heaven? Yes, 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 yes. Great question, and the answer is yes. He does know. He does appreciate it. I'm gonna pull a card from James's cards, Talking to Heaven, but the answer is yes, absolutely. When when they go on the other side and they're doing a life review, it's hard for them. I mean, it's hard for anybody who does a life review, especially that has had, a lot of problems with this. And so when you forgive, it makes his soul, it's better for everybody, actually. You forgive for you and he forgives, and then it's just so much better. So much better than, let's get a card for you. Helps them so much. He says, I am not dead. So he hears everything you're saying. They always say that on the other side. Why do they call me dead? It's a weird one. So there you go. The answer is yes. Yes, honey. Okay, so where did the rest of my questions go? I have to find my questions. Hold on a second. Oh, here we go. Okay, and here's another question. This is a great question from Susan Zeke Rodriguez. Susan, she says, hi, Kellee, March 23rd. What if your family on this side didn't really care for you? Do they care when they get to the other side? Her example is, my parents and I have always been so different from my family. I have a fraternal twin, and she dislikes me the most. I'm very spiritual and empathic. We're total opposites. So here's the thing, Susan. Yes, on the other side, when everybody gets together and they have this, spiritual soul group reunion, there will be that time that they'll explain, the roles will come out, because the roles here is that they chose to do that. What have you learned from this? You may have been the one that has come into the family to teach them unconditional love. Maybe that's a big one. And sometimes in families, often in families can be wildly dysfunctional. I'm so thrilled when I see one that is not dysfunctional. I'm thrilled. So I'm thrilled that you're spiritual and empathic. And I'm sorry about the fraternal twin. Isn't that wild? It's an interesting story there, but yes, they do care from the other side, honey. It's a great question. And the answer is yes, they do care from the other side. Okay. I want you to know that. Okay. Dorothy Eastman, great question. She says, hi, Kellee. Do we reincarnate under the same astrological sign? I would love a reading, and your birthday is 10/9. So here's the thing. You come in each incarnation. If you choose to come here, there are other places that you can go, but if your contract is with Earth and you come back to Earth and reincarnate, I kind of doubt that you would. I think that every adventure on Earth, each trip, is going to be to learn something new. And if, let's say, you've been a Virgo, and you might choose something else. Maybe you might choose the same sign. Possibly, I think you're going to choose something else. Or, maybe you have a different moon sign or a different rising sign. It's not going to be the same, because it's got to be shook up. Everything's got to be changed and challenged. And it's like, whoa, here I am now, and this is me now. And then it's part of the journey on Earth is discovering who you are. So I don't think so. I'm going to say, I think your guides would be like, because your guides help you plan all this stuff. And I think the guides would be like, why would you want to do that again? Let's do something different. That's my thought. Okay, Mrs. Shipano, I love this question. She says, I'm actually confused. Why do some people suffer more from illness than others than others? I've learned tonight a friend is dying due to cancer, another round of cancer, and is really a kind person, and her family is devastated. Honey, every soul that comes in has different things that they are here to learn. And some souls bring in a whole bunch of illness, because that's what they're learning, and the family's learning about caregiving and love and compassion. And you or your other people may have chosen less illness. It all depends. Somebody might choose something else. I can say this, that if you come to Earth, you are going to have all kinds of challenges here. Nobody just has no challenges. It's not possible, especially now. Everybody will have some things that they'll have to deal with, because that's how we grow. And that's why we come here. And so maybe for your friends, you would have a lot of compassion. It's hard. It's hard. I've often wondered too, why do so many people have so many things? And it's what they have come to learn and to show others. So that's the way I'm going to answer that. Heather, North Carolina. Hi, Kelly. I signed up for a vendor slot at a holiday shop. Fantastic. It's this Saturday. Tons of vendors. I sell high quality crystal bracelets. How fun, with the intent to heal. Should I wait for the big, some venue before bust? I'm not sure. Should wait for the big one. The big one. No, do this one. Do this one. I mean, start now, Heather. I think that's great. I think it's great. And your birthday is March 20th. And March 20th is a 3 of diamonds, wildly creative, and they can have a tremendous amount of success. It is a hard birth placement. I can tell you that 3 of diamonds is really, really hard. But they have the most amazing ways of selling, especially with crystals in mind, all that, and healing. Oh, honey, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great for you to do. I mean, how fun is that going to be? I wish I was there. I would go. I love that. Okay, so this is a great question. And this is from Carrie East. She says, I have a straightforward question today. If you choose to answer, I'll take notes. She said, I'm an ace of clubs. Ace of clubs loves to learn. They are the perpetual students. They love to learn. And she says, I'm working in development circles as I take James's mediumship too. Yay, great class. She said, I love crystals, but I don't have the expertise you do with choosing what I need. Let me tell you how my expertise started. I was so drawn into crystals. I couldn't live without them. I have no idea. I just got pulled into the energy of crystals. I mean, truly, I just have such a love for them. And I just started learning and feeling my way through it. And anybody can do this. You open up that space for crystals. And Don will tell you, I mean, there's a crystal show coming up here in a few weeks, and I'm going to go, and I can't wait to go. I'm too excited. But anyway, she said, what crystals do you recommend to help me hone my skills and fully reach my best self as I work towards mediumship and healing through all the lessons, including trauma, that I encounter on my journey? She said, I started looking for kyanite based on your informative Facebook post. Thanks, honey. I have on my Facebook post, Spiritual Medium Kellee White. If you go back and back, well, actually, recently I just did one on kyanite, but we did a whole series of different crystals. But let me just tell you, the ones you're looking for, if you're talking about mediumship or just in general, you just want to start with crystals. First of all, here's a great book, and I got this book out. This is called The Crystal Bible, and this is an excellent book, The Crystal Bible, and it's by Judy Hall. There's 1, 2, and 3. I have all 3. I bought all 3 many, many, many times because I always give them away. But I love the Crystal Bible. But first I would say this, Carrie, get yourself a quartz, a clear quartz. And I like a nice size clear quartz. I mean, I've got them all around because what they do is they keep a high vibration and they clear off any energies. They're just soothing, great, high vibration. Oh, I love, so a quartz, a clear quartz. I would get myself a green calcite. Calcite, green calcite. That's often for healing, and it's really great for healing. I would always have an amethyst. Amethyst is peace and calm, wonderful for setting the energy, especially if you're going to do readings. I'd always have rose quartz because it's soothing. And as a medium, we work with loss day in and day out. And rose quartz for people that are going through loss is very comforting, you know. Before, when I would see people in my office, I was constantly giving them crystals. Rose quartz, I couldn't even keep enough of them in stock because I work a lot, again, with so much loss. I was constantly giving them. And one I would really recommend for meditation is, as a medium, you really want to get to know thyself through meditation. Meditation is everything. Get really in there with meditation. And that is selenite. Selenite is a really good one. Okay. So make sure you do that. Here's a question from Sarah Jean Stone. And she said, my friend and my neighbor, Barb is her name. Her birthday is October 29th. So her birthday was essentially at that eclipse date that we had. It was October 28th, but it's essentially there. And she said her husband just passed away at 51 from a heart attack on her birthday. Sarah, please, tell your friend Barb, give her my regards. I'm very sorry. That's a tough one. That was a really rough day. If you think about it, Matthew Perry died on the 28th. That was a massive energy day. So please tell her, and her birthday is about, she's a 6 of hearts. 6 of hearts is about family and love and keeping her heart open. And let's get a card from her husband, although he's just been gone just a few days. Tell her he's around her right now, for sure. Okay, I just want to get a card here. We've been together in dreams. So just know that, definitely he comes to her in dreams. Okay, please know that. So I want that. That's an important one because that is a big deal here. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Ellie, good evening, Kelly. How are you? Looking forward to your pendant tonight. Ah, is this great? My dear friend gave this to me, and it's an opal, and I love this. I love this. Thank you. I love it. Such a good one. Hi, Tom. Hi, Frances. Eliana. Oh, she's a wonderful medium that's coming up, is a medium who's also a magician. I mean, a musician. A musician, and an incredible musician. I think amazing. KW. Hi, Kelly. Any messages for me about my love life? Well, I don't know, KW. That's what they call me, KW. You have a great love life. Okay. Judy L. Hello. What happens if there is nobody that you want to see on the other side? Abuse happens. A card, please. So I'm not sure what you mean abuse happens. If abuse happened, and if there's because of abuse, you don't want to see anybody on the other side, I understand that. There would be, you would do a life review. At some point, there would be a meeting set up or soul groups come together. And I think that's, there would be some healing that would happen here when everybody would be ready. So that's a great question. And you're January 9th. And as I talked about this period of time, January 1st to the 13th, those are deep, deep, deep birth dates. I mean, deep. And you're 5 of spades. I know so many that were born on that day that had abuse, Judy. Now, 5 of spades is also the healer. So they come in as the healer. They come in for a lot of freedom and healing. So I wonder how that plays out in your life. I would like to know that. Gabriel M. This autumn, I've been drinking many apple cinnamon tea, recalling that I suddenly love cinnamon this year. I know, it's the damnedest thing, Gabriel. I'm still on the cinnamon thing. It's a funny thing, but I just am. Hi, twin mom, 1111. Hi, Kelly. I finally get to say hi to you. I usually watch the replay. Well, hi there, honey. How are you? Let's get you a card from the Soul's Journey. And these are James's cards from the Soul's Journey. Let's get these cards out. These are often really fun cards. This is for you, twin mom, 1111. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And it's funny because fear was the first thing I think I was talking about tonight with fear. So fear is a funny thing. Choose love. Choose love. Always. Always. So let me get some more questions because I have some more questions here. Okay, Tammy Connor Friesman. She said in the last 2 weeks, 2 people in our family have passed away. Boy, that's a lot of loss in a short period of time, Tammy. The last person passed exactly like someone very important to me when I was a child. It brought back a lot of feelings from childhood around death. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to learn from this. Oh, Tammy, bless your heart. Whatever it brought up for you is something that you need to look at. Okay, honey? You really do need to look at. If you had fear around death, I think it's really, really important that you look at it, maybe through help of a therapist or a good friend, or really going into meditation, and don't have any fear around it. Just go in and observe what brought it, what exactly came up. It's an amazing story, actually. All of us will get triggered, and it's to release a lot of things. So maybe it's something that you've been holding on to for a long time. It's amazing, right? Okay, Ann Gab. She said, "Hi, Kellee. I think I've heard you talk that we leave our bodies while we sleep, and we're connected by a silver cord so that we can get back into our bodies before awakening. This episode happened to me a few years ago, and I wonder if it sounds to you like what you've described." She said, "I was taking a nap in a recliner, and after a while, my brain woke up, and I was very aware that my body was still deeply asleep. And then I became aware of me and my energy standing nearby. At the same time, I was still inside of me, and I knew that me that was standing nearby was aware of me inside my body." I hope that doesn't sound too confusing. I'm wondering if that's kind of what you mean about how spirit leaves our body while sleeping. And maybe my spirit knew I was just napping and didn't want to go too far. What do I think? I think that you astral projected. I think that you actually left the body. Of course, you're attached with a cord. And you described astral projection perfectly. So really, thank you for that. And I would, astral projection is something you need to read about. It's where we literally project, we're out of our body. Now, we are connected to a cord. You can be anywhere at any time. You could be in the same room. You could be in another room. You could be on Mars. You can be at a friend's house. You can be in another country. So you think it and you're there. That's how astral projection works. I've done it a few times. It's always disconcerting, to say the least, when I have done it. And I don't mean to, I'm not consciously trying to. All of a sudden, I just pop right out. It's the strangest thing. Diane, when will I win the lottery? That's a hilarious question. To quote Sonia Brown, she was on Larry King, and he said, "How if you're so psychic, why can't I, have the lottery numbers or something?" And she said, "Larry, I'd be, what kind of damn question is that?" It was very funny. She was a whole hoot, that gal. Colleen Moss, and your birthday is 10/31, and you're 4 of hearts. Will love ever come into my life? Oh, absolutely. You're here for family and love and emotions. 4 of hearts is all about feeling. Absolutely. Of course it will. Absolutely. I think it's very important. Audrey McKelney, she said, "Hi, Kellee. I was laid off one day before I was to return from maternity leave." Are you kidding me? "I have had over 70 applications out and just finally had an interview. Can I get a mini reading?" Yes, honey. Saturn just went direct. And I really feel that you were not supposed to be at that other job. And Spirit probably did you a favor with this. Do not worry. Some other job will come up soon. Okay? You will. Something amazing will happen. Let's get you a card, too, from your soul's journey. Isn't that terrible? You just had a baby, right? I mean, seriously? That's just amazing. Health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So maybe you need to take a little care of yourself too right now, honey. Okay? Don't worry. Whatever you do not worry at all. I think that is it's a waste of energy. Okay? Do not worry. Put that into the baby instead. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I wanted to talk about this. This is from Brittany Wilkes Duval. And she said, "My mother passed away 8 days after my 23rd birthday." Now, that's young to lose a mother. She said, "I just wanted to ask if there were any messages that she wanted you to know." Well, as soon as I read that, Brittany, I was like, okay, I'm definitely answering. I'm going to talk about that. My worst fear was that could have happened to me. That was my worst fear. I was so attached to my mom. Honey, you are a brave gal. You're a brave gal. And she's very proud of you. I've got chills everywhere. She's very proud of you, honey. She says, "I have no more earthly worries." It's an odd message, but she just doesn't want you to even think about worrying about her. She's all about you right now. Okay, Brittany? She's all about you right now. And she's going to do amazing things to help you. Okay, honey? You just wait. Keep an eye out for her. She's going to be definitely helping. Marge Webb, "My son has been having horrible anxiety issues, and his birthday is 9/27. So it's interesting. There are a lot of anxiety things that are happening right now that are causing a lot of it. I think the energy out there is causing a lot. And 9/27 is a 10 of hearts. So here's what I'm going to say, Marge, about your son. 10 of hearts comes to learn everything they can about themselves. let's get him into therapy. He needs therapy. Somebody who's having anxiety, boys tend to not deal with their emotions very well. And a 10 of hearts comes to learn everything about emotions and to be creative. They love to create. I've seen so many 10 of hearts that are actors and artists and things of that nature. But he needs to be getting out and get him into a therapist. Karen, hi Karen Martin. Yes, I've had a cold for several days. Several days. Yes, I had COVID, then I had a cold. It's like, seriously? And it is, for some reason, I just can't knock it out. I'm trying to, but it hasn't happened yet. Hi, Larry Climas. How are you, honey? My dear friend, Larry Climas. Oh, and everybody has to get his book. Okay, Larry. I'm glad I saw your name. From the South Side. He is such a great storyteller. Larry, oops, if I could see it right this. Larry Climas. Oh, there it is. And his cousin Tony Siciliano, and it's so fun and good. It's great stories, musician stories, and fun stories. And Larry's a great storyteller, you guys. And he was in the band with Neil Diamond with Don, and he's got great stories. And he's so fun and funny and sensitive. You guys will love, love, love him. Oh, and that reminds me, I did want to mention this, and this is from. If I can find this, hold on a second here. This was a good one. From Kim Ann Snodgrass. And excuse me, I have to have another one of my cough drops because I still am coughing. So Kim Ann Snodgrass has been in New York for the past few days, and she went to go see Neil Diamond's play on Broadway called A Beautiful, Beautiful Noise. And I was so happy that she went to go see it, and I'm so happy she let me know that she went to see it because it's about Neil's life, Neil Diamond's life, of his music, told through his music, told through his therapist, told to his therapist. And his therapist in real life was my mother. And I can say that because it's in the playbook. So if you go to the play, you'll read a note from Neil, and he dedicates the play to my mother. So it's really, I was so thrilled that she went to see it. Such a good play. I saw it, and I was sobbing. I was sobbing through it because it was watching my mom on stage, and it really was. It just was amazing for me. So hi, Larry. Great to see you, honey. So here we go. So Angela Sophia, she said, no wonder I have all kinds of fears as I grow older. Really? I wonder why. Face orange raised eyebrow. Not sure what that means, but I don't know why you have all kinds of fear as you grow older. But if you can really go inward and start really doing meditation is the best thing for everybody because it just calms you down. You take several deep breaths, and the deep breaths really calm this energy too. And then it just puts you in a state of calm. And I think it's one of the greatest things that you can have. Heather says that my dad must have had a lot of fear in a previous life. I bet, Heather. It's a good thing he had no fear about it now. Ann Margaret says, KW, can I talk about what is the energy today? Yeah, it's just terrible. Really rough energy. She said, I lost a front tooth. And Margaret, that's very bad. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing about the horrible situation that is. You found a dentist, but what the heck, girl? This is a crisis point. Yes. Yeah, and Margaret, that's what I would call a crisis point. Kathy Yamaguchi, I'm sorry, honey. How long is this crisis point going to be lost? I'm ready for them to be over. Got to several weeks, honey. Several weeks. Several weeks, I think. Sai says, hi, Kelly. You're so amazing. Thanks, honey. Please find out later and go to a spa. That is a great idea because I put so much love and light and energy. Thank you. I think that's a really good idea. If I had one around here, I would. But I could still find one. Gayla Mathis. Hi, honey. Your birthday is coming up on the 12th of November. Well, so the November 12th birthday makes you an 8 of clubs. Eight of Clubs loves to learn, very psychic, very intuitive, has to do something with that energy. Whenever you hear me say clubs people must do something with their energy. Learn, because clubs is about, they're always about learning or doing. And they have to do that, or they get very, very anxious because they're so intuitive. And here's the thing. When you're anxious, you're living in the future. You're not living in the present. So the thing that's great about meditation is you're slowing down to actually be able to live in the present moment. And the whole thing about mastering Earth is being in the present moment. Okay, so Gayla, let me get you a card. Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. I think that's fantastic. Oops. Okay, and I just pulled a card, and I wanted to get this card for Vicky. Vicky, if you're watching, I literally just pulled this one out from your beloved husband. I am a thought away. Okay, I'm a thought away. Just remember that, because I heard him say, get a card now. She's got a great husband. What can I say? He's on the other side, but he is a great, great husband. Tanya K. Yes, I am congested, honey. I am doing great. I'm just a little congested. Seems like this junk is going around. Boy, is that true. I'm currently laid up on the couch with it. Oh, you have it too. Oh, so does Dr. Shirley. A lot of people have it. Don, could you pull a card for a relationship question? There were some communication issues, and I want to know if it's going to pass. So your birthday is August 18, which makes you also an Eight of Clubs. Eight of Clubs also in the head, in the head. But let's get you we'll see if that answers your thing, or your question. We'll see. Forgiveness. I guess it did. Excuse me. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Excuse me, everybody. So sorry about this cough. I'm doing my best. Lori Counts. Is there a time for a card from me? Yes. You know what, Lori? I'm going to get you two cards, one from both decks. Failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Okay. So whatever you're learning right now, excuse me, do not think of it as a failure. And your dad says, I always give you a good kiss, good night. Oh, no, he does. You've got a wonderful father, honey, around. He's always there to help you. And our loved ones on the other side are always there to help us. If we need them, they're always there. If we're thinking about them, they're there. And pay attention right now, because I tell you, these energies are so intense and still close to that veil that you'll be getting a lot of information from, or not information, you'll be getting a lot of, you'll feel them around you. You'll be feeling them around you because they are completely around. This is from Nancy Spurley. Nancy, I wanted to get to this. She said, hi, Kellee. It's been a long, hot summer in Florida. My last meeting with you, I must have had a session with her, was about my estranged son and a controlling, narcissistic daughter-in-law who won't have a relationship with us. And that happens in families. When there is a narcissist around, it's woe to the families. I have to tell you, one, as they used to say, one bad apple can really spoil a whole thing here. She said, well, my son finally called me this summer out of nowhere. I have another grandson, so now I have 3 grandchildren. I never get to see them because the narcissist took them away. I was so happy he called. We had a great conversation, and I kept it in the moment. He told me he loved me, and I was a good mom, and he was so happy with that she was with her husband. I thought everything would be better now. Well, was I wrong? Now he's ghosting me again. I haven't heard from him in months. Or he hasn't sent me pictures of the babies. I've tried reaching out. So here's the thing. When somebody is stuck with a narcissist, they call on when they're free from jail, basically. And it's awful. It's sad. It's horrible. Don't worry. He will make that time to call again. Okay. I know that is one of the hardest situations to be around, is when you have a family member like that that's married to somebody that is controlling. It's awful. It's the worst kind of abuse. And my heart goes out to you, Nancy, truly, truly. So, but he will definitely reach out again to you. Okay, you have to hold that space that he did it and he will do it again. Teresa Miller, hi Kellee, I'm scheduled for a heart catheterization on Monday, December 13th. I'm going in assuming that all will be well, and this is a wonderful opportunity to start fresh. Am I right? Yes, you are. That'll be a great day for you, May 1st. And May 1st is a 5 of spades. 5 of spades is all about healing, healing, healing. Perfect day for you, honey. That's great. Good for you. It'll be perfect. Okay. Debbie Smith, I have too many questions to narrow it down to just one, but I would like if you would pull a card for me. I will be happy to do that. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. There you go, honey. Okay, I hope that helps you. Oh, yeah, Connie Epley. Amen. Narcissists in our family, they drain your energy. Nothing, they bring your energy down like power windows. I have never seen anything like it. It's unbelievable. One narcissist can wipe out a family. And it's a tough one. Oh, it's such a tough one. I hate that one, actually. Oh, have I had personal experience with it? Yes, I have. Ugh, can't stand it. Okay. Debbie Jones Griffin. Hi, Debbie Jones. Hi, Kellee. Can I have a message from the other side? You betcha, honey. Here we go. We are soulmates. So whomever that is talking to you about being a soulmate with you. All right, Debbie? Just know that. And family groups often come in as soulmates. My mother was definitely my soulmate. Soulmate doesn't have to be your partner. It could be your dog. It could be your cat. It could be your child. It could be your best girlfriend, your best boyfriend, your best gay friend. It won't matter. They're all soulmates here. Okay. Maggie Landis. Kellee, I love your work. I've been feeling my mom and my brother around a lot lately. My brother came into my dreams and told me he is not dead. That's what I was saying. Thanks for saying that. Let's get you a message from them. Believe in yourself, honey, because you can do it. Whatever it is, Maggie, know that you can do it. And the funny thing about that is they do not like to be thought of as dead. They cannot stand that. Okay, Cheryl Anderson. Hi, Kellee. My question fits right into the fear aspect. I'm a worry queen here. I have 2 surgeries. One is for 2 dental implants in the next month, and I'm super nervous and stressed. Teeth represent anger. So are you angry about anything? Or listen, honey, just go in comfortably. Will they work out? Yeah, they'll work out. Is this the right time to have a surgery? Yes, because this is the right time for you. Do not overstress. November 29th, fine. There's no eclipse points at that time. The world is going to have its moments, honey. But in your world, have the nice calm about you when you go in, okay? It's going to be fine. And February 17th, you're going to be fine, honey. It's a good thing. Get all that done. It's a good thing because you're taking, responsibility for yourself. Joan Walker, 1229. Hi, Kellee. Can I get a message from my beautiful sister on the other side? Yes. Hi, Joan. And you're 1229. That is a 2 of hearts. I'm sorry, wrong card. I literally pulled the wrong card. I have become one of your guides, Joan Walker. I have become one of your guides. Your sister is one of your guides. Now, here's the thing. Our loved ones often come in as our guides. We have our main guides, but they know us so well that they'll come in and they'll help us with this or they'll help us with that or something like that. Okay, Sue Hackenmiller. A very difficult year for me. 212 and my daughter is 1112. So let's get you a message. I'm sorry that you had a tough year. I think it was a tough year too. I was thinking about that today. I was like, last year was really tough. This year, of course, I had COVID this year. It wasn't so great either, but it was better than last year. Last year was very hard. And you're King of Diamonds. So King of Diamonds is a very powerful birth date. Powerful, and it's a lot overcoming negativity. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So there, King of Diamonds. They can accomplish anything. I tell you, anything. Oh, Teresa, your birthday. Your surgery. Your catheterization is this Monday, November 13th. Well, honey. So you're going to go in and you're going to be in the most peaceful state of mind. Okay, Teresa? Please listen to what I'm saying. I want you this weekend, I want you to visualize that it goes beautifully, and it will. Okay, you have to let us know. It will, honey. It will. There are certain things in life that we've already set up to do. You're going to have surgery that day. Great. You go for it. Okay? It's going to be amazing. Sai says, holy shit, I'm dealing with a narcissist. Ugh. My friend, we've been showing Jack of Clubs and Ace of Clubs in readings. He is my support. Narcissists are so draining. Yes, narcissists are extremely draining. Extremely. Lynn Gert, do loved ones live with remorse on the other side? That's a great question. My mom passed a few years ago. She's had a rough life. She took it out on us. I hear that a lot, Lynn. I used to think she's on the side of feeling bad. Anything I can do to help her let up if needed. My birthday is 6/23. Well, and 6/23 is all about, as a 7 of clubs, and 7 of clubs is all about letting go of negativity. So do they have remorse on the other side? I'm going to say yes, because they do a life review. And when they do the life review, they go, oh my God. And then they come from trauma. And then they may have, before them has come from trauma. Somebody has to break this trauma cycle here. And it might maybe have been you. And so maybe it would be up to you to help her, send her a lot of love, forgiveness, that kind of thing. That goes such a long way. But yeah, they have remorse on the other side, of course. Yeah, it's a different energy, honey. It's a completely different energy. So I should say, if anybody would like a session with me, go to my website. I'm going to be posting my December. I think I'm only going to be working like about 2 weeks in December, because I take the last 2 weeks off in December, but I'm going to have my schedule up soon. I think maybe over the weekend I'll have it up. But anyway, and if you'd like a session with me, go to kelleewhite.com. And if you like the show, hit like on and subscribe. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. Like and subscribe, and share the live streaming to help grow the channel and grow our community. I had to read that. Like and share. There you go. Oh, let me tell you about this too. On Monday, James and I are doing part 2 of Living Your Best Life. And remember when we had done a show on that? We did a show on that several weeks ago. And this is part 2 of this show. And we're going to be talking about how you've done. Like, what have you done to change up your life? What have you done? So it's to be the best you can be, part 2. What have you done? James and I will go back into many other things about things that you can do, especially with the energies right now. It will be all about helping you to release anything toxic, anything you just don't need to hold on to anymore. Okay, so join us on Monday night with Both Sides Now and Beyond. And I want everybody to have a great week. And again, even though, I could go on and talk about narcissists forever. Oh my gosh. It's awful. It's hard when you watch a family member. I'm reading your comment, Cindy Marie McFarland. She said, oh my God, my daughter was married to a narcissist for 10 years. She has MS and finally left him last April. Wow, that must have been hard for her. Good for her, but boy, that must have been hard. She was only 80 pounds and heartbroken. He's making her life miserable for her and smearing her. It's awful. But she has unstoppable faith and love, is doing much better now. Her birthday is October 16th. October 16th is a 4 of clubs, like me. Yeah, I have been in that situation, and I do know that situation, and it's an awful, awful, awful situation. And narcissists are drawn to empaths, like moths to a flame. So tell her that she's going to do amazing things. It was quite an experience that she went through. She'll help a lot of people. Okay, I'm going to leave you with that, Cindy Marie. God bless her. All right, everybody, have a great week. And I'll see you next week. I'll be here with Ask Me Anything, and Monday, Both Sides Now and Beyond with James Van Prague. All right. Take care, everybody.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.